Hello everyone, I'm John Matrixx, and you're watching John Matrixx Talks Movies. Uh, just want to take a little time today to go over my thoughts on Star Wars Episode 9. And I have to really say that this movie is doomed. And the reason I say that is, if you actually look at the box office numbers of the movies since Disney has taken over, you'll see quite a bit of a downward trend. The Force Awakens, which I didn't like, did make $2.06 billion. That is a financial success. Even if I didn't like the movie, I realized that it did make a lot of money. So that's good. And it was overall well received. Then you get to Rogue One. Rogue One made just a little bit over $1 billion. So you got just over a $1 billion drop, which was kind of expected on that one. Because it was a standalone movie, it wasn't in the main Skywalker saga. But actually, that was the best movie they made so far. It's the only one that I actually liked. Then you get to The Last Jedi. And this should be a real telltale sign. The movie made $1.3 billion. So just over $300 million more than Rogue One, which was a non-saga film. And it also made $700 million less than The Force Awakens. And then you get to Solo, A Star Wars Story, and it's just a disaster. It's not even at 400 million, and it's probably going to lose 200 million. So that leads us into Star Wars Episode 9. And The Last Jedi really probably destroyed Episode 9. I think it will. First off, you kill off Han Solo in The Force Awakens. Then you kill off Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi. Even though he's coming back, he's going to be a Force ghost. But it seems like Disney and Lucasfilm have made a concerted effort to kill off the classic characters. And of course, Carrie Fisher passed away, even though they're going to reuse footage of her from The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens. So they have to bring back Billy Dee Williams as Pando Calrissian. Well, that's what he is now. He is Pando Calrissian. All you have to do is look at Solo, A Star Wars Story, and his thing with droids, it was pretty disturbing, to say the least. But I like Billy Dee, but I really wish he would have told him, no thank you, you didn't ask me to come back for 7, you didn't ask me to come back for 8. I think they really need him to help sell tickets now. And that's pretty much it. Because when you get to the new characters of Rey, she's pretty much good at everything. I mean, she beat Kylo Ren in a lightsaber duel. She took out Luke Skywalker, and I really just shook my head when I saw that. She can do the Jedi mind trick. She can move rocks. All of this with zero training, and she is supposed to be the star of the movie. So what's left to tell in her story? I'm thinking maybe it may be a little bit interesting to see Kylo Ren, ruling the galaxy. But apparently there's supposed to be a lot of fan service in this movie. But I really don't expect that. I mean, you didn't do it in Episode 7. You didn't do it in Episode 8. So why should we believe that there's any fan service in Episode 9? I personally think that Anakin Skywalker should have showed up already in the movies, as well as Obi-Wan Kenobi should have showed up. I know we did get that little voiceover, but nobody would have known that unless they actually came out and said that was Obi-Wan Kenobi. I just have a really bad feeling about this. No pun intended. I expect this movie to make. It's gonna make money. I don't expect it to make anywhere near The Force Awakens. It'll probably make a little bit more than The Last Jedi. So I'm thinking 1.5 billion. Yeah, I think 1.5 billion. That'll probably that's probably what I'm thinking. If it actually gets under $1 billion, that would be an absolute disaster. But my thoughts on Lucasfilm as a whole and Episode 9, the story group should have never been formed. I mean, they're just terrible. Dave Filoni needs to be in charge of all things creative. He knows more about Star Wars than anybody in that company. And it's just amazing how, if you look at Marvel, also under Disney, they're doing everything right, whereas Lucasfilm is doing everything wrong. And you can just look at the box office numbers and the reception. Infinity War was just unbelievably amazing, and you can't compare The Last Jedi or The Force Awakens, even Rogue One, which I liked a lot, to Infinity War. Infinity War, I think we'll look back on that in 20 years and say that's probably one of the 10 greatest movies of all time. I mean, it was that good. So, but anyway, to get back on Star Wars Episode 9, they have started production. Don't really know much about the story, but I just really feel this movie is doomed. I'm really concerned how they're gonna take the Force Awakens clips with Carrie Fisher and implement them into Episode 9. Is it just gonna be holograms? How big of a role is she gonna have in it? They also said they're gonna use Last Jedi footage, but if you actually look at the Force Awakens and Last Jedi, Carrie Fisher looks like she's aged 10 years between the two movies, and they actually take place, same day, a few days apart. So I'm a little bit concerned about that, and plus the footage and the filming styles, the directing styles of J.J. Abrams and Rian Johnson, as you can see from the movies, are very, very different. So I really don't know how that is going to work out at all. Also, on another note, you probably heard that Disney is trying to buy the rights to the first 6 movies, and they want to take those movies and put them on a streaming service. Unfortunately for them, AT&T owns those rights, and they're showing on TBS, and they can't show those films on a streaming service until 2024. And I really don't like that. For one thing, I think you're alienating the few fans that you have left when you actually take it off of like TBS and you're trying to force everybody to get on the streaming service. Disney, as far as Star Wars goes, you haven't really earned the right to put anything on a streaming service and expect people to pay monthly fees for these. You will have to make movies and create characters that people care about before I would spend one dime on the streaming service. Am I going to see episode 9? I really don't know yet. I really don't. And I'm the kind of person that when Star Wars movies come out, I will go see them, 4 or 5 times. I remember when The Phantom Menace came out, I think I saw it 6 times. I at least go 2 times. I saw The Force Awakens twice because I always want to get a good feel, see if I really like the movie. I saw The Last Jedi twice as well. I really would have saw it just one time, but the theater I went to the first time, the sound was really bad. So I went to see it again the second time. And Solo, I saw it one time was all I needed. So you can see that my trend on seeing Star Wars movies has really decreased. And I'm just not very excited for this. And I really hope that they don't do something crazy with Lando, like turning him into Pando. I don't think JJ will, but it's out there, it's canon, and they made an effort to put it in Solo. Well, that's my take on the state of Star Wars right now. Please, if you like this video, please like the video and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you guys next time.